Hello, it's Darren from Grills Plants here in Cornwall in the UK. Today I'm filming this and it's the 25th of July. So in Cornwall in the UK, this is sort of midsummer now. Very hot day today and my comfrey plants are going to seed now. So this is my patch of comfrey. This is what a comfrey leaf looks like. Back here is one still in flower. But basically we've been cutting down all the plants which have gone to seed with seed heads, and I'm just throwing these seed heads on the floor. You can see in there's no real, those black little dots are not the seeds are bigger than that. So all the seeds basically have gone. Give them a shake just in case, like so, and then just throw them down. That might produce me some new plants. So I'm cutting the patch down, taking off the seed heads, and then I'm chopping it all up and putting it in a nice big bucket, because I'm going to make one of the best liquid feeds you can make in the world. So here's a stem here. I'm just going to basically use my secateurs and cut it into sections. If you wanted to, you can cut the leaves in half. I don't find it essential. This is going to break down anyway, so we'll just cut it up into sections just like that, and we're going to get a bucket full of these comfrey leaves and branches. So next step, once I've cut it all up, I've got it at the water butt, and I'm just going to fill this with water and make sure all the leaves are submerged. So I've filled it with water, push the leaves down, and now what we're going to do is you need to put a tight sealing lid on it, and this is highly important. I'll tell you why. When this is brewing, this is going to stink. It's not a nice smell. Before I started growing comfrey, I used to say to people, well, what does it smell like? And they go, well, it just stinks. So now, having smelt it myself for several years making comfrey feed, I would say it smells like pig poo. So this lid has got to be tight all the way around. You don't want any stink getting out. Now then, once that's sealed nicely like that, I'm going to put this in a shaded position away from full sun for it to brew. Now if you read up, some people say brew it for 2 weeks. I brew this for 2 months. I want maximum strength. The ratio, once you finish with this, is in 2 months' time. I'm going to take the lid off. It's going to stink. I'm going to get another container like this, peg an old towel inside of it with a dip like that, and then I'm going to pour this into the new container, which will basically, the liquid will go through the towel, and all the debris of all the rotting leaves and branches will be left in my towel. I won't get rid of that completely. What I'll do is I'll throw that on my allotment, and that will give some nutrients to that part of the allotment where I have thrown those rotting leaves and stems. Then what I'm going to do is, once I've strained it, I'm going to put a tight sealing lid on it, put it in my potting shed in a shaded corner, and I'm probably not going to start using this now until next spring. And then what I do is I use it of a ratio of 1 litre per 9 litres of water. So 1 in 10, 9 litres of water, 1 litre of comfrey feed. So you might hear the word, if your research is, people might say that comfrey is invasive. There's certain species that would be on the invasive list. What I would suggest you trying to source, if you're going to grow them from seed, is go for Bok 14, which is non-invasive. It clump forms, but not to the extent it will take over your garden. The other one is Russian comfrey, is another good one to look for as well. So if you're looking to grow it from seed or looking to buy the plants, look for Bok 14 or Russian comfrey. The plant, when it's growing, has got a big beneficial to the bees. The bees will love the flowers. So I will make a part 2 to this video in 2 months' time, when we actually strain it off. I'll show you the process of that as well. And yeah, we'll do that, I think. And what I would say is that it is a great feed for most things. I would feed my fruit trees with this. I would feed my vegetables with this. I would feed, not carrots obviously because they don't like high nutrients. I would feed my shrubs with this. I feed my lupins with this, my perennials with this if I want to give them a bit of a feed. So it's a good all round feed, and it's natural. So there we are, comfrey feed.